So America, as a manufacturing nation, manufactures shabby goods. Whatever America manufactures will fall to pieces in a very limited length of time. The labor is the highest paid labor in the world, but it's labor that is not committed to building anything that's stable or substantial. That's because we are a part of the whole American psychology. The businessman who runs the factory is not concerned with putting out a product that's going to help anybody, just with the profit that he's going to make from the product. So the man who's boss, his attitude is reflected in the man who works on the line, the man who just tightens the little bolt. He doesn't tighten the bolt, and a million cars have to come back for recall, for reservicing. It doesn't make any difference to anybody because everybody's only concerned with profit. The businessman is only concerned because it costs him money when he calls cars back. The man on the line, including black men on the line, they don't care. They just want their wages, and they want them on time, and they want them to keep constantly going up. That's a part of the American way, the lifestyle of America, the standards of America. So America is really doomed. Other countries are far ahead of America industrially. Their production is superior to American production. All the talk that we hear about Japanese automobiles, we've got to stop letting them come into America, basically is racially motivated. Cars are coming in from everywhere, but the only ones we hear that have to be controlled are the Japanese imports. Because it really hurts America to have a non-white people able to outproduce them, to outmanufacture them, to outthink them, to outbuild them, to outdo everything that America has long prided itself on being first in being able to do. So America really is angry at the Japanese for outdoing them, but the Japanese are at least 100 years ahead of the United States now in plans that are just still on the drawing board that they haven't even put out. And almost everything that's sold in America is really manufactured in Japan or West Germany. Japan makes all the insides for the TVs, the radios, and other little gadgets, the electric clocks, all those things Japan manufactures. They may put them in a plastic box that's got American made stamped on it, but everything on the inside is made somewhere else. America is not competing industrially with the rest of the world. That's the reality. Now, if you can't compete industrially with the rest of the world, then your productivity is on the decline, and your exports are on the decline, your imports are increasing, and when your imports are greater than your exports, then you have to be sending out money every year to make up for the difference, billions of dollars. So America's dollar has almost no value because it goes down because the production is no good. Nobody wants to buy an American car, including America. Nobody wants to buy an American-made television, including Americans. So America is in a very difficult kind of situation. Now, you can say it doesn't really make that much difference. I don't care what happens to America. That could be true. You could be a captive on a ship, and the ship is hit by an iceberg and it's going to go down. And you there with chains on saying, I'm glad it's going down. Now, that makes sense. In a sense, you feel emotionally glad that something has happened to these people who got me in chains. But at the same time, when you realize that as that ship goes down, you're going to be one of the first ones and one of the most helpless ones as it goes down. Because not only are you on the ship, but you in chains on the ship. So as black people, we have a difficult time trying to deal with reality because we don't like reality. We don't like the situation that we're in. We would like to say we hope America does fall, but if America falls, we fall with it. When economics falls apart in America, who are the first ones fired? We are. When they quote statistics in the paper about unemployment, they don't include us. Because our unemployment is way higher than any statistics that they quote, even the highest most realistic statistics that they quote. Our unemployment is up to 40, 50%. Young people is over 60% already and still going up. And when they close a factory, it'll never open again. Not the way it was. It'll open again, automated, cybernated, run by computers using just a very few men. So America is really doomed. Now, America has a problem. How do you take care of millions of people when you don't have jobs for millions of people, on one hand, and how are you going to compete in the world, on the other hand, paying the highest wages any nation pays and having the oldest, most broken down factories that any nation has? So they've got to do something. So America is really in a deplorable condition. If it wasn't for the fact that they've treated us so bad, we could sympathize with them. They are in a bad situation, and that puts us in a bad situation. Because if America falls, in a sense, we fall with it. There's no way to say that America's doomed and it's not going to affect us. It's going to affect us one way or the other. Either we're going to go along as we're going now, which means we ignore it. We pretend that it doesn't exist. Now, most black people do pretend that nothing is too different than it has been. Or you may recognize in some kind of ways that your house is less safe than it used to be. That if you stay out of your house for 2 or 3 hours at the same time every day for a week, you can expect there won't be anything there when you come back. Your next door neighbor will see to that, or the one across the street. One that's unemployed, that has to take what you have in order to survive. So we live in a difficult kind of world. It's difficult because we can not yet decide what we have to do to be able to face reality. So we say things are not that bad. They're going to get better. Maybe they will get better. But right now they're bad, and it looks like they're going to get worse. It looks like factories in America are not going to be able to do what they're supposed to do. Now, recently